solution to fit your needs. Be sure about your water. Just call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Guys, you've heard me tell you all about Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. But it's not just me. Folks all over town are getting into shape with the FXB program. Guys like Ryan, who joined at the same time I did a year and a half ago.
Yeah, Mark, I'm in better shape than I have been in quite some time. The people at Farrell's are awesome. The instructors keep the workouts fun, and the owners are engaged and committed to the success of all of their members.
The next Farrell's 10-week challenge begins on October 7th, and ticket listeners get $150 off enrollment. Just head to theticketfm.com. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Monday. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert, Rico, and Jay Foreman all hanging out with you here. Rico, what's up, man?
Hello.
Jay?
What's popping?
How we doing, man?
I'm doing all right today.
It's an exciting couple of days here for you.
It will be.
You're going to get a new phone.
I got some physical ailments on. Matter of fact, here's the deal. I guess I could tell you on air.
Yeah, just tell the story.
We're gonna start having Dr. Finn or Dr. Rasden on the new Showtime for Inside the Huddle Thursdays from 6 to 7. Won't be this week because we're gonna be over at Seacrest. Yeah. The battle Millard South against East.
Jay, we got good games this week.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm excited. I feel like we're either. Who are you? Are you? Am I John Madden and you're Pat Summerall?
Yeah, for your time period.
Or am I I gotta be Gus.
No, you don't want to be Gus.
Oh,
though.
Yes, I do. I love Gus John. I don't care.
You don't want to be Gus, man.
Yes. I love Gus Johnson. We need to start it out here, okay? Everybody on the text line and in Twitter land, light Gus Johnson up and say Jay Foreman is your number one fan. Because here's why I like Gus. He has the most exciting calls with a full-fledged double dip in his mouth.
Yeah.
And Gus might be 5'4".
He is. Because I saw as a fan. I saw Gus and Joel back in Norman in 2021.
That's when I saw you. I saw him at the hotel. And so I'm thinking, I'm thinking,
who'd you see back in 2021? Jay, remember we weren't supposed to be there.
See, now, well, listen,
the statute of limitations up?
I was doing the right thing. Okay. But then the person that was running the head coach was not.
That's right.
That's right. That's the problem. When everybody says don't trust him, and he don't really care that you're doing the right thing by him, I'm like, there's no way. We are teammates. We've seen each other in jock straps. We've seen each other in incompromising positions. We've seen each other throw up. We've went to battle with each other.
Of course.
Right? I mean,
You got your boys.
Jay,
what?
Is the statute of limitations up where we can tell can I tell the story of the contents of that day? It was nothing inappropriate.
Hold on.
Is it? I don't know.
Bad.
It is up. It is up.
It is
Okay.
up. Can I tell
But
that
now
story?
here's the deal. Before that, though. So we're at the team hotel, which Nick will gladly tell you after that I was there. And Gus was there, and he literally came in the team meeting. And I was like dapping up with him. And I hugged him like a fanboy. My man had a coffee at 7 p.m. and a dip.
Oh, yeah.
Drinking, I'm like, isn't that a mix?
That does not surprise me.
Cool. But let me tell you something. For somebody that's obviously in this business, first of all, and for African Americans, he's iconic because he started in his dorm room. If you listen to his story, started in his dorm room, doing it for free, calling up on the phone. It's the craziest story.
That's wild.
He was doing it for, I think he was at Howard.
Yep.
He is down to earth and cool as a fan.
So I actually got to meet Gus and Joel for the first time there. They were sitting out there on the 50-yard line.
I know.
At Norman.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there.
Wait, what?
I'm standing there talking to I think Gus had walked off, and I was standing there talking to Joel. And all of a sudden,
you were down there with Connor, weren't you?
No. I was down there by myself.
I remember I saw you. I'm like,
and
this was young Nick making the trip by himself.
This was the day before. I remember texting Jay, or it was like 2 days before. And I was like, hey, man, are you going down to Norman? He's like, nah, I'm going to just probably watch it at my house. And sure enough, it's about 15, 20 minutes before the game time.
Turns out Jay Foreman lives on the field.
Walking out of the tunnel with all the linebackers. I was like, wait a minute. And he saw me. I saw him. And he just smiled. And I said, all right, we're just not even going to talk about it.
You didn't know that Jay lives in Norman? That was at his house.
Not even going to talk about it.
I should have told him it was a last-minute trip.
Then he came back. And he's like, it's a last-minute thing. I didn't know until the morning that they left that I was leaving with them. Like, I didn't know about it. So, anyway.
That is somewhat true.
That's how we got the where in the world is Jay Foreman, because he told us
I said that, and Jay goes, no.
But here's the deal, though. Here is where, since we're in the half circle of trust, right? Is the first game against Illinois. So we originally were told, or at least not we. Let's take this back. I was originally told that I was going to be going, that's what the whole deal was, right? Well, day before they're leaving, you ain't going. So then there was home game, right? So in reality, I did not know confirmation wise. Until you get the text on where you're sitting.
It was just
so
just
I did not believe it until I was there. Then I got there, and then here's how it really went. So I'm out there, out there in the Connor Culp, the kicker, right? He's out there. But my man was struggling, so I was like, man, let me go talk to this dude. So I kind of settled him down a little bit, and then then we came back in, and remember they had the little dust up at midfield.
Where were you at in that?
Right in the middle. Right. Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Jay don't even know
Get some of this.
No, but I'm not gonna look. I'm not the coach that go at the kids, but I did go at the coach. I said, we can go, me and you could do this right now. But then I'm thinking, how bad is that on my first road trip, you just get banned?
You know what it is? That's an edge.
But that's going overboard. It's kind of like when Apollo Creed was training Rocky. He said, I thought you said to be cool. He said that was cool.
I have a video of the scuffle.
Yeah.
I should see if I can try to find Jay.
You should. I can tell you I'm on the edge there because there was a coach. Here's why though.
He was ready.
When we first came out and they had like recruits there.
Yeah.
He must have been like kind of like me on the team. He was like woofing at me. I'm like, I thought we brothers, man. Like,
what is happening?
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Then I was like, well, okay, then we can.
If you want to,
you found him. You found him when everybody else started going. You found him.
And then, so then we go back in the locker room. I'm telling you, it is hot as Hades down there.
It was.
And I remember going to the stadium. I think when we first got into Norman, I saw the biggest rattlesnake that got ran over, like in the middle of the road. I mean, it was huge, right? I mean, I'm sure it was a rattlesnake.
The size of Gus Johnson.
Probably. Right. All stretched out, right? It was so hot. And so, in your locker room, of course, you're the visiting team. It was horrible. So then we're coming out to pregame warm-ups, and I'm over there helping out, doing whatever.
No,
and
you
just
weren't doing whatever.
Just my spider sense.
You weren't just doing whatever, Jay.
But here's
you were in the thick of it.
I love these stories.
Rico. But here's the deal. So as we're running out there, I see Nick. He's in the end zone, and that's where the O line is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, cool. Nick won't see me because the O line and D line, they tall and all that, right?
Yeah.
He ain't gonna see me. So I'm like, okay, cool. I can be in my element.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Oklahoma game, we getting it. The
bird just flew to the window.
The pigeon. That lady looked like.
So confused. She was so confused. We just had a pigeon fly directly into our window.
Oh my goodness! We got instant reach.
No, it's on us.
We're frozen.
No.
We're getting robbed.
Yeah.
We're getting robbed right now.
Oh my goodness!
We're gonna have
Somebody-
to go back, check the tapes.
Yeah,
check
we got
the
to. Somebody's robbing us right now. You know when you go and steal it.
So
Why
still
has this been on there for like 8 hours?
So they're like, man, this red light is taking forever.
Yeah, that's the same car out there. Look at him. You need to call the city.
Dude,
A
that was
pigeon
a
just
big-
ran into the
that was
window,
a
but
big pigeon,
the
too.
pigeon bounced
Yeah,
back.
bounced
though.
right back.
Yeah, he done that before.
looking like Anthony Grant hitting the hole. Bam, bounced back out.
Yeah, he took on an ISO real good right there.
Sounds like, man, that bird's gonna
Good.
get close, then boom.
I saw it in the corner of my eye. I saw something. I didn't know what was going on.
But
Anyway.
so Nick is down there. I'm like, yeah, I'll be able to do my thing. Lo and behold, you know how you just feel somebody?
Oh, yeah.
there?
Oh yeah,
He's just sitting there looking at me.
just
And-
waiting for you to turn.
And then when you in game mode, I'll just deal with the text messages
Yeah.
and seeing him the next or Monday. I'll deal with that later. But that's all he did though.
Just stared.
And then for the rest of the season, guess who was there over there?
Nick Sainer.
Oh yeah. And then one time he had his mentor Connor over there with him. I was like,
No,
that's double trouble.
not
At a home
true.
game, you and Connor was sitting there,
That's not true.
and then DP was over there looking. DP.
that's how we got the whole
Yeah.
where in the world
So,
is Jay
so I'm
Foreman?
running out there, right?
Somebody take a picture
Now,
of where Jay Foreman
Now,
is
mind
on the
you, I'm
sideline.
running out to the game, or
Yep.
not even running. I'm like jogging. So you run out there, then you just veer to the left, so I'll end up on
He's like,
YouTube or
here we
something.
go.
There's DP. I see you.
He knew exactly
And
where
he
you were
was-
gonna go.
And he was on the way upstairs. The timing of it is out of control. But it started with Nick.
Once again, here's the thing is, Jay, I know darn well you were sitting in that Embassy Suites, I'm sure, down there
I was.
in Norman. Sure, it was an Embassy, something super nice. And I was sitting at a Super 8 in Moore, Oklahoma, the worst hotel I've ever stayed in.
Is that the one where you found the
Because
needle?
I found the needle on top of a Kleenex box in the bathroom.
Yep.
Oh, I do remember that.
Nick
I
was-
do.
walked in.
Nick
I
was
walked
in his
and I was
element.
Like, oh boy,
Yeah, and you know those hotels, no refunds.
no refund.
Pre-char-
I couldn't find a front desk person. I just was like, well, this is my door. Let's just unlock
check
it.
him, grab the key and
Just
check
grab
yourself.
it.
That's when you got to take the chair and put it underneath the
Oh,
door
yeah.
handle. Yeah.
You move the. You're
Oh,
just
no. I
dragging.
had one of those. I had one of those where you like you put the lock on the lock, to where it's like it wedges it so
Yeah.
nobody can get
Nick's
it. It's-
dragging
it's a
the
double-
dresser to
it's
the
a-
front door.
It's a double
Yeah.
lock.
Put this right
Yeah,
here.
yeah, that room has
I-
definitely had some furniture moved.
Yeah, I went with a couple buddies and they were like, "All right, we got 2 beds. Somebody sleep on the floor." And I was like, "I'm not sleeping on the floor."
No, the
You
floor,
sleep-
the floor
You
might
sleep
be
on
more-
the. You
might
sleep
be
on the floor.
more-
You're not waking up.
I didn't
floor-
sleep in the sheets.
Oh,
I
no.
slept on
The-
top.
Yeah,
I slept on
yeah,
top.
and I'm fully clothed too.
Yep.
Didn't even
Yeah.
untuck them. Just
Didn't
left
touch-
them.
I didn't touch it.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just here to sleep. We out of here at 8:30 in the
And the-
morning. We ain't
Whatever
going
is
back.
whatever is under here is staying under
And
here.
the best thing about being down in Oklahoma, even if you got body odor, you fit right in. You fit right in.
I forgot my
There- there are
deodorant. Now you're in
people-
Oklahoma.
man, listen, I was looking at these people from Oklahoma like, where in the world have you been? Like, you are the most Oklahoma. Like, if you know when you get there, because like when we played, you never saw anybody. You know,
Yeah.
you just be in and out of the hotel. So then you get to kind of like evaluate the people. Like, yeah, you from Oklahoma. You look like an Oklahomian
I
or
think-
whatever it's called.
I think the best part of that experience is when I walked down to the field and Spencer Rattler was there warming up, and then the very next week he was pulled. I was like,
Yeah.
man, you acting like you were a big man on campus
You were-
last week.
We were all excited. We're like,
Oh,
oh, we
it
get to
was.
see Spencer
Great.
Rattler. It's gonna be
Yeah.
great.
Redhead
And then
kingpin.
there comes Caleb Williams the very next week.
Oh yeah.
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 Did-
What a year for Oklahoma football.
And then
that
look
was.
at it. Neither one of them were there.
Caleb Williams
the next year.
And then,
But then it
and then
actually-
Lincoln Riley was down there.
But it makes you wonder. Caleb Williams literally came off the bench, couldn't even get in the Nebraska game,
Yeah.
and literally probably would have won the Heisman that year, and then
Mhm.
win it last year. How was he never in the game?
Yeah.
That's a
But
great question.
Here's a better question: was Spencer Rattler ever coming into Nebraska? Did he
No.
ever come on a visit?
No.
Remember that on the internet?
Yeah, they're
said
like, oh, Spencer
Spencer
Rattler.
Rattler's the flight time he came in.
I
He
do
flew-
remember that.
he flew Delta.
Transfer. you're
Yeah,
talking.
Yeah.
Then he goes to South Carolina.
I don't think he ever came on a visit.
He's actually playing pretty good right now for him.
Marcus Satterfield's old dude.
You're a little redhead kingpin.
There.
That would have been nice.
Have you seen that QB1
with him?
Did you see that? Have you seen that season? Man,
he's definitely somebody that need to get hit. Like
Nick loves QB1.
Yeah,
I love QB1.
I like those shows. I like all those shows.
I've watched every season. I mean, they've only had like 3, I think, but they had the one with Tate Martell.
Tathan.
Tate, man. Bishop Gorman. I mean, that dude.
And Tim Beck in his house.
Is he on his
Tim Beck? That's right.
Is he on his like 12th school now?
He's retired.
He's retired.
Oh, okay.
Was he acting or something now, right?
Is he really?
Yeah, because remember he was dating one of those like famous influencers that were at the University of Miami.
Yeah.
And then he was on the beach. Then remember he was going to go play wide receiver. Then he was going to transfer.
Yeah.
He's lived watching him play in high school, I was like, no way this dude's good. Like, he wouldn't play here in Nebraska.
Yeah.
My man was 5'10", playing at the best high school.
We can pull up. We can play with Tyjon Lindsey.
But he
best friends with Tyjon.
But he was 5'10". I know he's listed at 6 foot. He was 5'10" at most.
We'll just pull up the Tate Martell 24/7 sports profile here real quick.
Like Pocket Hercules without the Hercules.
He's listed at 5'11", 5'11", 205. He grew a half inch.
Where is he now?
High school. He's done. He's done playing. He was a 4-star, 92nd best player in the country.
Did he ever play anywhere?
No.
I don't.
He played a couple games a couple snaps at Miami, a couple at UNLV.
Did he take any meaningful snaps?
Nothing serious.
I wonder why he didn't go to UNLV after it didn't work at
Ohio
State, because he's from there. You pretty much run.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Bishop Gorman is bigger than UNLV Rebels.
And that's what I was gonna say. Bishop Gorman is legit.
Right. As a matter of fact,
facilities, everything.
Didn't UNLV hire their high school coach from that season?
Yes.
Yeah. Or is he still there?
No, he's not there because he had some aggressiveness with the players' issues,
right,
and he got fired.
Right. But that lets you know he could have just parlayed that into whatever.
Every time you say Bishop Gorman, I think Bishop Sycamore. That school that wasn't a school.
Have you seen that?
I want to. I haven't seen it yet.
The best part that I haven't watched the whole thing, but they said the dude went out to practice and a homeless person was like robbing his, like in his car, stealing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he went out there like with the whole team, gave him the business. Then the whole team started giving the dude the business. And it was like literally, they said he was spanking him with his belt. And then they interviewed one of the with the players. He was like, "Yeah, I had to get my licks in too." What they said, one of the dudes was a sophomore in college, killing high school kids. Sophomore in college, playing against 15-year-olds.
I gotta watch that.
Didn't they get destroyed? But was it IMG?
Put in work. They did them like the Broncos.
Just roll. Oh yeah.
Hold on. Is the APB been put out on RAF?
He was here today.
He's here.
He was here.
Really?
He was sad.
Here. He
was very sad, but he was here.
Man, listen.
And Jake came in with his Dolphins polo.
Listen. I thought it was bad when we played the San Francisco 49ers like the Thursday night before Halloween. And Greg Williams, we flew out there essentially the day of the game. We got there at like 10 o'clock at night the night before. Garrison Hurst and Terrell Owens looked like they were in warp speed. I mean, it looked like we were on rookie mode and they were on veteran and PlayStation. It was 28-0 before we could blink, right? I mean, it was like the game was, and then he was like, all right, I got to get my stats up because this is a 5-hour flight to Buffalo. I thought that was bad. That's the worst I ever got my butt kicked. But to lose by 50 points, they had 70 points with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. They chose not to score points.
They should have gone. Right. They should have gone for the record.
You know what? To be honest with you, I would be more mad that you didn't.
Yeah.
As a player.
Yeah. But you know what? As much as everybody, I'm assuming. I mean, Vance Joseph is probably like on a week. Like you got it. It's got to be a significant turn. Those players quit. I mean, the Dolphins' offense is legit, but they're not fit. They're not that type of legit.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not a game plan. You can't tell me that game plan is just that bad that it would score 70 points. They quit.
Back to Bishop Sycamore, because I pulled up the article talking about the Bishop Sycamore IMG game. I forgot how laughable this was. Tom Luganville and Anish Sharaf from ESPN said, quote, during the matchup when they were questioning it, goes, yeah, Bishop Sycamore told us they had a number of Division I prospects on their roster, and to be frank, we cannot verify that. They did not show up in our database. They did not show up in the databases of other recruiting services. So what you're telling us is fine. That's how we take it in. from what we've seen so far, this is not a fair fight, and there's got to be a point where you're worried about health and safety.
I remember that. Like they're just on the air. They're like, look, this is
but they got on national
problem.
But here's the thing. They got on national TV.
Yeah, because IMG needed a game to replace one that got canceled for COVID.
How badly do you finesse people where you get your team on the national television?
Have you not seen the dude? Would he call up the grocery store? Would he say he'd order 60 chickens, say in the morning, and that they would make the order for rotisserie chickens. And he knew, maybe from work experience, that at the end of the day, that they have to throw them out. Well, then that's when he'd show up and get them for free. Bro was just
big brain. That's smart.
I mean,
he's playing chess while we all playing checkers.
Right.
You're paying for rotisserie chicken like a bum.
So local Hy-Vees, if you get Jay Foreman on the line asking for 60 rotisserie chickens,
it wouldn't be 60.
Make sure those security cameras are working.
Hey, can you imagine walking up to a Hy-Vee at the end of the day and you just see Jay with like 7 cars of rotisserie chicken
in a pickup truck?
Hey, help me look these up real quick.
It'd be the same look I got in Norman, Oklahoma in 2021. Nah, man, you don't see nothing. You don't see nothing.
I came back.
Put that phone down.
The best part is we had to be quiet about it a little bit. We couldn't make it like super public. And so Monday, Jay's like, "Hey, man, you didn't see me on Saturday." But the exact same thing.
No, listen.
Hy-Vee on O Street.
Listen,
hey, man, you didn't see me at
Hy-Vee
on O Street with those rotisserie chickens. You didn't see it.
He's lying to you. Here's the deal.
Nick does lie.
I sense that he had the phone because he probably took pictures for verification. I was in game mode, so I didn't even care. I'm trying to get the help as much as I can.
Yeah.
But when I came into the studio, in the old studio at 48th and No, pretty much, guess who? Like, when I come around the corner.
Yep. He's just waiting.
My man just popped out like, "How you doing, Jay?"
Hey, Jay.
Right, just waiting for
how was your weekend?
And I already knew that he had debriefed DP. He had debriefed Mark. He had debriefed Nate Brennan if he was everybody in there.
Yeah, told me right away.
Right, just waiting. Oh yeah, we know Jay's gonna get here about 3:30, 3:45. Just like clockwork. How was it? How was the game, Jay?
How was your house?
Before we go to break, let's talk one college football game.
All right.
From the weekend, not Nebraska, Ohio State, Notre Dame.
Yeah,
because Notre Dame, this year is the year that they have the quarterback. On Saturday, they had the home field advantage.
They had the defense
from throughout out of 129 snaps, they probably played about 120 where they were better than Ohio State.
Right.
On the last one of the game, Marcus Freeman, there was only 10 dudes out there for Notre Dame.
Yeah,
now,
that's not a good look.
Did you realize that Ohio State subbed on that play?
Yes, I do realize
they
that.
They didn't know that. Notre Dame didn't realize that.
I know, but I was looking out there and I was like, that's a weird defensive formation.
Yeah, there's nobody on the left side.
There's nobody on the left side. Then they just caved everybody down.
Didn't even think about it.
No wonder the quarterback was like, yeah, this is a touchdown.
Well, they're talking about it. They're like, yeah, you see, everybody's on this side of the formation. You got 2 people over here, and you're looking, and you're just like, one, you're like, that's not enough.
Yeah.
Well, so then Marcus Freeman after the game didn't realize that they were subbing, and then Notre Dame could have went in. He was like, we don't have a timeout. We couldn't take a penalty. So I told him to stay on the sideline. And because we wanted to get a 4th defensive lineman in there, but we didn't get it in time. They were going to snap the play. We were going to take a penalty. He didn't realize that's with Ohio State subbing. He must not have realized that they were subbing to begin with, because then football rules, obviously, if the offense subs, you have a chance to sub before they'll snap
in
the
college,
play.
Yeah.
Still wouldn't have made a difference. You still would have only had 3 people on that side of the ball.
But Rico.
But you would have been able to have a guy on the left side.
You would have stopped the momentum, at least put an extra D lineman in if you wanted to. Number 2, it was for 2 plays. And it was. Yeah. So even if you got the penalty, there's only 1 play left and you're at the half-yard line. You got to stop them anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was it, 6 seconds?
Well, it was 8 seconds. They threw the quick out. Didn't happen. So the clock stopped now.
Yeah.
You do have time to get it together. No go. Ohio State actually played into your hands. Now they had to throw it the first because they didn't have timeouts. I think the thing about it, what's really a good snapshot into Notre Dame, Ohio State, it's Ole Miss, Alabama, where Nick Saban is firmly in Lane Kiffin's head because the way that the Lane Kiffin had called plays, I have a real good friend down there, said it looked totally different. And for Marcus Freeman and Notre Dame, this was the year to beat Ohio State. Ohio State is definitely especially from the quarterback position, which is naturally going to be a letdown, is just, he's in the mix of trying to get better. And I felt like he played well. And then same thing with Ole Miss. Ole Miss has a better quarterback, a legit defense, this year. Offense that have been putting up numbers, and the coaches get out there and like Mr. Goes to 30 says, just pee down your leg.
Yeah.
And that was Notre Dame's ticket to the college football.
It was. Yeah. They still do have a really tough schedule ahead. They have Duke on the road this week, right? They'll face USC here in, I believe, 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks actually, because they have one in between. They'll face Clemson on the road at Clemson.
Yeah.
They still have, but they need now people in front of them.
They need people to lose.
Trivia question regarding Husker football, guys.
Uh-oh.
Thomas Fidone has caught a touchdown pass in 3 straight games. The last tight end at Nebraska to do that was in this 2008 season.
I know who it is.
Who is it?
He would have been a first-round pick. I actually watched the game when he got hit and he broke his shin.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Mike McNeil.
It is.
And he wore 44 and he was cold-blooded.
2008, Mike McNeil to open the season.
Yeah.
Western Michigan, 1 pass, 3 yards, touchdown. New Mexico State in week 2, 2 catches, 57 yards and a touchdown. Against Virginia Tech, 3 catches, 66 yards and a touchdown.
His stats are ridiculous.
Yeah. But how about that? I mean, first time since 2008 that Nebraska's had a tight end catch 3.
Because they don't.
And that's kind of what the point is that there's not been a lot of tight ends that they've featured in the last 10 years.
They've had tight ends that are pretty athletic and pretty good. They just never feature them.
And that's the problem when you go exclusively to that RPO, and the RPO doesn't use the tight end. If you want to look at Ohio State, Stover, who used to be a DN. That's
he drilled a dude on Saturday.
Right.
he trucked a dude.
Right. But he used
Saturday.
to be a DN, but the thing, what's McCord's best friend right now is the tight end.
Yeah.
Now you're waiting for the connection with him and Harrison, and injury. Well, you got to think. We had Jack Stoll, that's at Philly, still playing in the league.
Austin
Allen, and Baby Gronk.
Yeah.
We had 2 tight ends in Austin Allen and Baby Gronk that Jack Stoll went to the league early because of not featuring the tight end. If we had 3 tight ends right now those quality,
3,
well, just say 3 tight ends legitimate tight ends like that, you could do so many things with that.
That could also be the quarterback's best friend still.
Right.
Especially in this situation.
You can come out 13 personnel, stick one of them out there, run ace, run the ball. You had Austin Allen was 6'8"?
Yeah.
And could get up. He was a good basketball player. And then you could really work that number 1 receiver. I mean, there's a lot of things you could do with that.
Once again, it's the happy hour. Nick Stainer, Rico, and Jay Foreman coming and hang out. Jay, we got 2 good games this week. Thursday night, Millard South, who's fighting against Omaha West Side to be the best team in the state right now.
It don't matter. They're going to meet up in the state championship.
Well, they're going to meet up in 2 weeks. Or
but then they're
going
to play it again in the state championship.
Yep, exactly. So once again, Millard South, Lincoln East this Thursday, and then the big city rivalry between Lincoln Southwest and Lincoln Southeast on Friday. Late game on Friday, 8 p.m.
What?
I texted it to you.
Just take your pillow and your blanket. It's okay.
You that's past my bedtime.
Hey, we can turn up the thermostat in the.
We need it to be cold, so I stay awake.
Careful. You might fall asleep.
It'd be like if you get it too hot in there, I'll be asleep. You better make it cold like Bill Parcells does in the
we'll just open
room.
up the window.
Nick's gonna be sitting there if it's a slow game. He's gonna be like, "There's a sack," and you're just gonna hear.
It was like, you ever hear when Kendrick Perkins was like that on ESPN?
Yeah.
Breathing into the mic.
First of all, I've never lived down falling on my face in Oklahoma.
What do they call that? The turf monster.
Turf
monster. Yeah.
And I've never living down the fact that, oddly enough, that he saw me in Oklahoma. He probably told me I needed to go out. And I know the yard line.
Come on, man. Just redeem yourself.
Redeem myself. I probably did trip. You know what? I did trip a little bit running onto the field. It's bad luck.
Tried to get you again.
That turf is different down there. I still blame it on the equipment manager making us wear those long studs because I felt like with flat feet and slew-footed, it didn't matter. But we had these long studs, Rico.
No, yeah.
And turf monster. Yes.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, shot.
Get the longer spikes on the track.
It happens more often than you think, maybe in high school football. And luckily enough, every time that it happens, Jay and I are on the call. So, it's just bring up a refresher.
You ever get caught by a turf monster, Nick?
No, never been on turf.
I did.
I did, but the problem was I didn't cock that head back fast enough.
That was the issue.
You know that, Rico, in track.
Oh,
where
yeah.
I didn't get to. I was stuck in like second. You know when you grind the gears a little bit. Yeah, I didn't get past third.
That's exactly what happened to me. It was a kick return. Saw the hole, was ready to go, ready to switch gears. All of a sudden, boop.
Yeah.
Here's the question for you though, because on the video you get up and you're hyped and you're excited, you're cheering, understandably so. But in that moment, did you realize that this is probably something that might haunt you for years? Did you know?
In that moment, I was glad that Ralph Brown and all them jumped on me because I was mad as all get out at myself. And I was embarrassed because
y'all were celebrating like,
Well, first of all, it was a phenomenal pick.
It was.
That's a superior athletic
That's
ability.
athleticism right there.
But then it was like I went from the highs of athletic ability to the lows of lows. So now everybody thinks it was luck.
Okay. Superior athlete.
But Nick, here's the thing. Very rarely do you get a second chance to redeem yourself. Very rarely.
I know.
In the same season. 2 weeks later, I'm telling you, I said, listen, they would have to have the Great Wall of China to stop me from getting to the end zone if I get another pick. The Colorado game, caught it, touchdown.
There you go.
He's high knee in the whole way.
Did you only have to run like half the distance against Colorado? Or was it
Nick? Nick, did he make it?
He made.
That's all. That's all that matters.
And Raph was there in the end zone.
That's right.
Yeah.
Raph was in there in the end zone.
Young Raph.
Yeah. 6'8".
Still tall. Still tall.
Yeah.
Still big,
massive.
Still large. All right, Jay. Appreciate you hanging.
All right, man. I'll see you guys later, man.
That's Jay Foreman. We'll be right back on the happy hour.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
If you have concerns about your drinking water, just call Bryant. If your water doesn't look right, smell right, or taste right, Bryant can help. If your water has high levels of iron, Bryant can help. If you're tired of foggy dishes and dingy clothes, Bryant can help. Whatever your home water needs are, Bryant is here with a solution to fit your needs. Be sure about your water. Just call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive. Always honest answers.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Guys, you've heard me tell you all about Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. But it's not just me. Folks all over town are getting into shape with the FXB program. Guys like Ryan, who joined at the same time I did a year and a half ago.
Yeah, Mark, I'm in better shape than I have been in quite some time. The people at Farrell's are awesome. The instructors keep the workouts fun, and the owners are engaged and committed to the success of all of their members.
The next Farrell's 10-week challenge begins on October 7th, and ticket listeners get $150 off enrollment. Just head to theticketfm.com. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff, who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Tune in to the Malone Radio Show from 9 to 10 p.m. every Sunday night to learn more about the Malone Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln. It's the Malone Radio Show every Sunday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Hey, it's Jake Sorensen. Join us this Friday from 6 to 10 a.m. at Double Eagle Golf in the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street for a Ryder Cup watch party and preview of Nebraska, Michigan. Book your bay to hit shots while enjoying the show and enjoy USA-themed drink specials. Book today at doubleeagle.golf. We'll see you on Friday.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. You're listening to The Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
This is a house of learned doctors.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
As soon as your eyes shut, I'm going to punch you square in the face.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Once again, huge shout out to Jay for coming and hanging out for the first segment. As always, it's a blast. We'll have plenty of high school football coming your way this week. We'll have to take next week off though, since the Huskers play on a Friday night. So
how dare they?
No high school football the following week, but this week got double trouble as Millard South travels to Lincoln East this Thursday, and then Lincoln Southwest and Lincoln Southeast face off at Seacrest on Friday night. So a lot of good games coming up your way right here on The Ticket this week. All right, so Rico,
yes,
we basically scrapped the entire show here,
pretty much
for at least the first segment. We were going to talk Husker volleyball though, because they are still on a roll. They're still playing extremely well right now.
11-0, 2-0 in the conference. Only 3 sets dropped all season.
There you go. So we talked about with Amy, we've talked about with you and I, where they somewhat eased themselves into this, but now it's the gauntlet. And so far through the games that they've played against ranked opponents, whether that's, I can't remember if Creighton was ranked.
They were.
So Creighton, let me think about this. Stanford, Kentucky, Ohio State, and Minnesota now answered the call and looked really good.
Long Beach State wasn't ranked, but they were the same team that beat Texas earlier in the season. It's a good Long Beach State squad. So Nebraska has been facing a lot of very good teams as of late and have taken care of business. Only 3 sets dropped, one to Creighton, one to Stanford, and one to Kentucky. Swept Ohio State, swept Minnesota over this past weekend, and looking very good doing it. The freshmen are showing out. Harper Murray still doing her thing. Bergen Riley looking really good, setting everybody up. The middles, who are getting more attacks than they were last year, and it was something that John Cook really emphasized at the middle and towards the end of last year. He really wanted the middles to get more involved. Well, this season, Andy Jackson and Becca Alec are getting involved and are making the most of their opportunities. The defense for Nebraska is otherworldly. Just every rally, you have somebody diving on the floor. Lainey Choboy coming back from that injury she suffered against Stanford, played against Ohio State, played much better against Minnesota, diving all over the floor, still her very energetic self. And Allie Batenhorst making the most of this opportunity with, an unfortunate opportunity where Lindsey Krause is hurt and isn't able to start for Nebraska. Allie Batenhorst making the most of this. Against Ohio State, she hit zeros. She was hitting negative for most of the match, ended up hitting zero, had a couple of kills. But what really was impressive was she racked up, I believe it was 7 or 8 blocks against Ohio State. And in this last match against Minnesota, for the longest time, she was hitting over 600, finished with around 7 kills, ended up hitting 3-3-3-3-3. So, it's a lot of threes. 3-3-3 she ended up hitting. So she went from hitting 600 to hitting around a little bit over 300, but still very impressive and a massive increase from her match against Ohio State. And Merritt Beast and Harper Murray just carrying the squad in terms of kills, just doing their best. The reigning Big Ten Player of the Week and Freshman of the Week, Bergen Riley and Harper Murray doing their job. And Lex Rodriguez, what else is there to say about Lex Rodriguez? She's back there making plays.
Yeah. So once again, Nebraska sweeps not only Ohio State on Friday, but also sweeps Minnesota on Sunday. Now they'll turn their attention this weekend. They'll play on back-to-back days in the state of Indiana. They'll play Purdue on the road on Friday at 6 p.m. and then Indiana on Saturday also at 6 p.m. Purdue is a fringe team that's ranked one week. They're not a team on the fringe. They've played some tough opponents. I believe they played Kentucky at one point.
They did.
But then nonetheless, they're a team that's kind of on the outside of the top 25, but still a formidable opponent.
If you remember, if you're thinking that this is a Purdue squad from last year that was in the top 25 the entire year and was a really solid squad, they're not as good as they were last year. Still, again, a very good Big Ten squad, but Nebraska, and you have to be careful with these things because upsets happen every day. Nebraska should take care of business this weekend against Purdue and Indiana.
Yeah, the Huskers won't be back at home until Friday, October 13th, when Michigan State comes to Lincoln. They have a 4-game road or 4-match road trip, I should say. This Friday, as I mentioned, at Purdue, then Saturday at Indiana. Then the following weekend, they'll travel to East Lansing and then Ann Arbor on back-to-back days on the 6th and the 7th of October. And then they will return home on the following Friday against that Michigan State team that they'll play just 2 games prior to that. So once again, just somewhat of a relaxing stretch, I think, in the schedule before it really starts to ramp up against the Penn State, Wisconsin, Penn State again. You throw in Wisconsin and Minnesota once again. Somewhat of a relaxing stretch where Nebraska can maybe put more and more victories together in order to gain some more confidence.
Yeah. You could say I know what you mean, but in the Big Ten, it's never a relaxing. In comparison to who they are facing. No, exactly. Yeah. That's what you mean, and you're totally right. In comparison to the other teams that they'll be facing, this is probably going to be the quote unquote easiest stretch that Nebraska volleyball is going to go through. And again, I believe they'll take care of business before, I think it's mid to late October, they welcome Wisconsin into town. And that's going to be a very big matchup as long as Wisconsin and Nebraska can hold on to their ends of the bargain. You should see 2 undefeated number 1 and number 2 going at it in the Bob Devaney Sports Center. I think it's October 21st, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, here, I can pull it up for sure. October 21st, Nebraska versus Wisconsin.
That's going to be a big one.
7 p.m. on Saturday. That 21st, let's see what the Nebraska football schedule looks like.
That is going to be a massive matchup with Wisconsin, this is something that I mentioned.
Maryland?
Possibly. This is something that I mentioned earlier where I said Wisconsin was one of the deeper teams in the country with superstars coming off of their bench. Nebraska's kind of right there. They are much younger than Wisconsin, but the fact that they have all of this talent just sitting on their bench that, Allie Batenhorst would start at a lot of other programs around the Big Ten, around the country. Kennedy Orr, who's a serving specialist, was the number 1 setter in her class. She would be the starting setter for a lot of, 75% of the teams in the country right now. Like the amount of talent that they have on their bench that can come in at a moment's notice, as John Cook mentioned, I think he said game breakers is what they have on their bench. And how young they are, that is going to go a long way. And we'll see. Their biggest test was Stanford. and they took care of business out in Palo Alto.
Yeah.
So now it's just, not to say that none of these teams are comparable, but that Wisconsin game is going to go a long way in determining how far Nebraska goes this year.
So just to put a football spin on it and tie the two sports together here, on that 21st of October, when Wisconsin, the Badgers, who are currently the number 1 team, Nebraska the number 2 team, when Wisconsin does come to Lincoln, they will face Northwestern, which, if I had to put on my prediction hat, that the Big Ten Conference is going to want to air that Wisconsin-Nebraska volleyball game, which makes me think that that's going to be a 2:30 kickoff for Northwestern Nebraska, maybe on a Big Ten network or so, just so you can kind of go back-to-back
Nebraska.
To some degree.
They'll definitely do that just so they can keep the Nebraska crowd.
They absolutely want the Wisconsin-Nebraska match on for volleyball.
Although I could see,
because there's no way,
I could see a 4-letter network picking that up.
An ESPN2 maybe.
Yeah,
maybe it depends on, I guess, the rest of the college football weekend.
ESPNU.
Yeah, which I think that'd be disappointing because it's not.
Well,
as
depending
accessible.
on, we'd have to look at the rest of the slate for college football.
Yeah. Which in those times haven't come out just yet. They'll probably be released around, earlier, or I should say probably later this week, I would imagine. So we'll find out here. Nebraska does have a bye on the weekend of October, what would be 14th. So that'll be that game against Northwestern on the 21st will be coming out of a bye week. The lone bye week for the Huskers.
Speaking of Northwestern, beat Minnesota.
Big win against Minnesota. Let's talk more college football, and we'll recap our weekend picks, as none of us really had a good weekend to write home about in the weekend picks category. We'll tell you all about it coming up next on The Crossover.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff, who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken lips. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
Warning, this ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom from fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and Priced Right Auto, and we have the all-electric Bentelli Fun Carts, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street-legal carts come in both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check them out at 1235 West O in Lincoln or NebraskaGolfCarts.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
When I gave you the cookie, I heard very clearly, I don't think about you, Schmidt. Why would I think about you? Because we're friends. We're not animals.
We're men. The only time a man is allowed to think about another man is when that man is Jay Cutler.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the show. Once again, this time has flown by. Shout out to Jay Foreman for hanging out with us for the first segment. If you missed any of the show, as we talked all things college football, talked funny stories as well from a couple of years ago, and then also a little Husker volleyball mixed in there as well. You can check out the podcast page, ticketfm.com. Now it's time for the crossover, though, as we bring the guys in from On the Block, and those guys are Austin and Strick. Gentlemen, what's up?
How we doing?
Good.
We saw a pigeon fly into the window during
Smack
our
this
first
window right
segment.
Oh, that's crazy.
I mean, just beak first, just thud, and then bounced right off. And
There was
flew away.
a lady walking, and she like stopped it, like hit the window like right in front of her, and she like kind of looks at it, and then it flies away, and she just kind of like shrugs her shoulders and keeps walking.
Keeps on walking. It is a
That
normal.
pigeon's a football guy.
It is a normal thing though, because we used to live in a house where there was a tree that basically, I think what's going on is it casts the reflection. It casts the reflection of the tree in the window. And so the birds think, hey, I'm flying to a tree. Bang, right to the window.
I said that the bird reminded me of Anthony Grant hitting a hole where he hits it. It just fills up and then he just bounces out and goes around.
I like that.
Just absolutely no clue.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, how was the weekend? Good? Anything exciting happen?
I mean, just the craziness of pro and college football this weekend. It's
70
some
burger.
teams are yeah.
Do you care to revise your stance on Marcus Freeman now that he can't count to 11 when it matters most?
No. See, my stance on Marcus Freeman stays.
Have you seen the memes about that where it's just like Notre Dame fans are like, there's usually 22 feet out there. There were only 20 at this point. God, were you standing with us on the field? And it says like God, and it's like, nah, man, your coach just forgot to put somebody out there.
Lou Holtz, like, I still think that video that you retweeted, Nick, like,
It's fake.
it has to be.
It's
It is.
fake.
Yeah.
But touchdown Jesus would never.
If you're a man that you say you are, you call a timeout and let him get 11 men out there.
They put AI to Lou Holtz, and he's like, if I was out there and I'm the man I say I am, I'm calling the timeout so the other team can get 11 people out there and it's a fair fight.
But they know they couldn't beat us. We're more physical all night long.
Love it. Pleading to Ryan Day to catch. Ryan Day, man, after the game was wild.
Yeah,
wild after the game.
Rachel, I mean, when
he got
when
a
that
point,
seat
though.
is flaming.
I was gonna say he needs every little piece, every little bit of backup in his corner that he can get.
Yeah.
Rachel says he looks like a plastic Santa.
Yeah, no.
Because you said he looks like the Santa Claus.
He looks
the
like
robot Santa Claus from Santa Claus.
He looks like Max Headroom. He looks like Max Headroom to me. No, you guys would have to look up who Max Headroom is.
Yeah,
because that's an MTV generation thing. But there was a guy on there that was like he was a computer animated guy, and he kind of reminds me. He just doesn't look real.
I said Ryan
like
Day.
a mannequin.
This is Ryan Day with gray hair.
Oh yeah.
I said Ryan Day looks like a plastic snowman. It looks like a plastic Santa. And plastic Santa just realized that the snow wasn't snow. The man was hyped.
Well, no, see,
I got a good Joe from the mail though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, shout out to the mill. Come on down, say what's up, and grab your cup of coffee, cup of Joe, as well. But no, what happened? The reason I said that he looks like the fake Santa from Santa Claus 2 is from when he was at Media Days, I believe 2 years ago, and it was very obvious that he dyed his beard
jet black.
Just jet black.
It was,
and it was like so obvious,
way too dark
that it was like, all right, it looked fake to an extent, and that's what made me think of the
always
fake.
so rosy.
Yeah, exactly. Fake
He's got
Santa.
to put some powder on
You're
there,
not
right?
Santa. Anyway, smell like beef and cheese. Anyway, all right, guys, we did our picks on Friday.
All of us.
Stricky. Do we need to? I wish we would have grabbed the audio. Do we need to go back and remind ourselves how excited you were about the Cowboys?
Super lock.
I didn't super lock.
Yes, you did.
Did I?
You were begging. You were begging me that we were going to pick the Cowboys.
You were
Cardinals.
hoping it was on there.
As soon as I said the Cowboys, yeah,
Super lock.
But here's the thing, right?
He didn't mean it.
No. I actually thought they would win that game, but
so
we've
too.
talked on the block though, and I said once Diggs goes out, I don't know what they're going to look like defensively, and if that can hold up. I just thought that they wouldn't lose this game. I thought they would start to fall off the map.
Yeah,
but
shout out to Josh Dobbs,
man,
Joshua Dobbs.
Man, I can't
former
believe that. They messed me.
Tennessee guy.
Yeah, they did me bad. This
Okay,
week.
forehead.
So let's very. Let's go through just the records. It wasn't necessarily a good week for any of us.
No.
On the weekend picks. Those of us that chose Nebraska lost. That was me and Rico. Austin and Strick both chose La Tech. So nice job there. The overall
ridiculous.
Just something to remind ourselves with Ohio State winning the game 17-14. That one's like we never picked it. It was a complete push.
Okay. Okay. I think I should get this point.
What'd you say, in a half a point?
No. Rico's trying.
So it's just three, and they won by 3.
Rico super locked.
Ohio
State.
I should get this point because
it's a push. They didn't cover. They didn't cover.
I should get a point because I super locked it.
No.
So I miss out. So I miss out on the point from the push.
Darn right.
But I get the point from the super.
Because technically you weren't
No.
right.
What?
You weren't correct.
I was right. They won. I said they were going to win. I didn't just say they were guys. They're going to win.
Ohio State could have won by 2, and Ohio State would have won, and us 3 would have gotten the point.
Ridiculous.
You would not have gotten the point.
But I won exactly on the 3.
No, you did not.
I should get this
I was
point.
so bummed they kicked that extra point.
I know.
I was so disappointed.
I was there with I was hanging out with some people that had some skin in the game, and they were hoping Kyle McCord went for 2. Now they were like, but then also I had people that went on Notre Dame. They were in like a pick'em league. That's what they call it, I guess. I don't know. I'm not involved. But Notre Dame there was one person that was in Ohio State, one person had Notre Dame plus 3, and they're like, do they have to kick the extra point when time's expired? I don't think they do.
That's what I was wondering.
And then here comes Mac Brown. Then here comes 1 second left. Yeah,
I was like,
exactly.
I don't think they have to.
Okay, so just to put the
also wasn't sure if they were going to call it a touchdown.
Yeah, just to put the records on it though, I went. Let's see, what would this be? 5-6 overall this weekend. Rico, you went 5-5.
Should be 6-5.
Austin, you went 7-4.
Ooh, better I thought.
And
Let's
Strick,
go.
you went 4-7.
How?
I'll run through yours.
Hey, don't worry. I've been asking that question all.
That's unbelievable.
I'll go through yours. I'll happily go through yours.
I've been asking that question every Monday.
You were 1-3 in college football games. The one game that you got correct was La Tech. You chose Ole Miss. You chose Oregon State.
Garbos.
And we all chose USC.
Didn't we all choose Oregon State?
We all chose Oregon State and USC, and we all lost on that one.
Damn Cougs.
Strick was 1-3 in college football games and 3-4 in NFL games. Austin, you were 1-3 in college football games, 6-1 in NFL games.
It's like you know the pros.
Rico, you were 1-3 in college football and 4-2 in NFL. I was 1-4 in college and 4-2 in the NFL as well. So that's how it happens. Strick is so updated records to this season. Strick is a ripe 4-7. Austin is 27-24. Three games above 500.
Take it.
Rico doesn't do anything for the differential, but just gets 5 wins and 5 more losses to make it 21-29 on the year.
Okay, and look, hey, I've improved.
I am sitting there at 34-19 after my first week under 500.
There you go.
Nice, guys. Austin,
Bo Nix is going to win the Heisman.
You and I were talking about this earlier. Penn State, Iowa, right? Because so Iowa and all the parameters that Brian Ferentz needs to meet. To this point, guys. And I was shocked to learn this. Nebraska has scored 87 total points this year. Iowa, 85. Nebraska's offense has scored more points than Iowa's offense, and Nebraska's offense has not necessarily been good.
And Iowa's offense is trying their everybody's trying to score, but they are trying to score so badly.
Big shout out to the guy Big Ten Ben on Twitter. Army's receivers have 27 catches this year. Nebraska's receivers have 25 catches this year. Through 4 games, Iowa wide receivers have 14 catches.
Yikes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not.
Was it before
pretty.
the La Tech game? Nebraska had only attempted 20 more passes on the season than Army.
Yeah,
and that team doesn't throw the ball.
Well,
Brian's got to get 27
that's trouble
points
for this
a game.
week. That's trouble for this week because if you can't throw it this week, it could get ugly.
Have fun.
One dimension makes it tough.
Yeah, no, that's not happening
for any game going forward. Really,
unless you're elite in that one dimension, and you are not.
They're not.
So,
and we're definitely gonna talk about.
I was just gonna say, there's plenty of a week ahead for all of us to kind of really dive into it. Matt Rule spoke a little bit today. Nothing really significant on the quarterback decisions. Luke Reimer is questionable for Saturday's game as well. But the assistants and a couple players will talk tomorrow afternoon too. So what's coming up on the show today, gentlemen?
We'll talk some Huskers Bulldogs, of course. This is something we wanted to do last week. It's time to talk about the Pac-12. Everything going on out there as it's blowing up. We're just going to get into the Pac-12. College basketball practice starts today.
That's right.
They're into it officially day one.
Fred Hoiberg will speak tomorrow as well.
He will.
They've been kind of quiet.
Yeah, which is good. I think that's good. Weekend recap and then recruiting recap. Brian Munson joins us.
There you go. All that and more coming up on the block. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Thanks again to Jay Foreman for stopping by and hanging out with Rico and I for the first segment. But that'll do it for our show today. Make sure you stick around on the block with Strick and Austin coming up next. But Rico and I will talk to you tomorrow.
Adios.
September is one of the best months of the year with college football and all the other fall sports underway. All the excitement of the games brings major stress, and stress causes tight muscles and pain. It's time to call The Body Shop, your place in Lincoln for all types of massages. Deep tissue, hydrating, sports, Swedish, hot stone, aroma, and more. And don't forget about their couples massages. Eliminate the pain from sports watching stress today with a massage at The Body Shop at 48th and A and online at thebodyshoplincoln.com.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine. Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any backyard landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Problem gambling affects millions of Americans daily, of all ages and walks of life. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Warning, this ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family fun with friends.